Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Chakras and Cuss Words podcast. My name is Catherine, and I am your host. Today, we are covering the new moon in Gemini that is happening on June 6th at 8:37 a.m. Eastern Time, and this is occurring in the year of 2024, the year of 8. So we have 668. But I'm ready to get into this new moon magic. And especially if you are somebody who loves the new moon magic, it feels just a little bit more subtle. It feels a little bit less intense as the full moon magic, but it's still present and still there. And it's still a magical alignment that you don't want to pass up, especially if you are a mutable sign this year, because we're going to be talking about how Jupiter is affecting the Geminis. By Jupiter being in the area of the Gemini. And this alignment will create an energy of Jupiter in Gemini being aligned with this new moon in Gemini. So if you are new here, you might not have realized that the beautiful planet of Jupiter has switched over to Gemini. So we actually have the sun in Gemini conjuncts Venus in Gemini right around June 4th. And then on the new moon in Gemini, we have that energy of also Jupiter being aligned in that beautiful element of the Gemini. We also have Mercury in Gemini conjunct Jupiter in Gemini on June 4th, which is just preparing us for this area of brilliance, this area of movement for especially the mutable signs this year, but really all zodiacs should pay attention to this new moon energy. So the new moon energy always feels a little bit less intense than the full moon, and that's okay. Sometimes we need that, right? We need that less intense feeling. We need a little bit more of a subtle reminder. When we have a new moon in Gemini, it is a significant astrological event. We don't have too many retrogrades right now. We currently have Pluto in retrograde in Aquarius, but I believe that is it. And then soon after this new moon in June 29th, we have, I believe, Saturn going into retrograde, and that will occur in the area of Pisces. So let's talk about how the mutable signs and how all the zodiacs can really use this new moon energy. So the new moon aligns with the sun in Gemini, and this event is marking and really intensifying some fresh starts, some setting intentions, and also for the next lunar cycle that is ahead. Here is some energy that I want you to pay attention to. The Gemini is an air sign. It's ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication, intellect, and adaptability, and also analyzation. So this is definitely a time that we're going to want to put our thinking caps on. The Gemini's energy is characterized as curious, stable, and also has a huge thirst for knowledge. It is usually traditionally seen as an energy that's like the social butterfly, the person who likes to get out and meet new people, who definitely does not like to be sitting at home wondering, being, stuck as a loner. The true energy of the Gemini is having that social aspect behind it. It is very versatile. It is very witty. And it's quick too. It's able to communicate quite well. And that's the energy that we're going to want to tap into. We're going to want to tap into this Gemini energy, the communication and the connection that the Gemini has, especially during a new moon. We're going to want to highlight that connection. It's a perfect time to have deep conversations or listen to deep conversations. And I'm going to tell you, you're definitely going to want to listen to that deep dive of Sean Combs, the man behind the Mirage, definitely the dark secrets of who Sean Combs was, and that is on the podcast. It is a long form video, about 3 hours, so definitely listen to it while you're cleaning, while you're getting ready, maybe on a long road trip, or whatever it is that you are ready to put some new intentions towards. This is a time that you're also going to want to connect with friends and family, or reconnect with areas that have felt maybe disaligned, or it's definitely maybe taken a step back. So we're going to want to have some meaningful dialogue during this time. We don't want to be stuck in the superficial energy. So this isn't a time to hang out with the frenemies. This is the time to devote towards the people who really value your energy and really deserve to be around your presence. Also, this is a time and period that networking and forming new social circles is very beneficial, especially in the professional relationships. Also, if the love relationship is having some areas where you want to create some more networking, maybe it could be looking for groups who are in the same state of mind as the couple. I would say that this is a benefit. This is also a benefit towards what do they call it? Double dating, hanging out with friends that the couple gets along with as a whole. I sometimes look at couples and I notice that maybe everything's separate, and that isn't really the mood or the area that you want to bring in for this new moon in Gemini. You want to socialize with the love relationship. You also want to socialize with your friendships. So it is definitely a time to do some double dates, some group dates, get out there and enjoy the communication and the dialogue. This is also a great time for learning, education, taking in certain pursuits and areas of knowledge. This new moon is perfect for signing up for a new course, picking up a new book, diving into a new podcast. And like I said, Chakras and Cuss Words has tons of meditations. I have tons of long form podcasts on there for you to listen to and take some areas of interest. It's also a good time to share your knowledge with others. Those deep, meaningful dialogues definitely are yearning for the mind for you to express, and also for the energy of reception. So it is a good time for you to have meaningful dialogues. It just not opens up the throat chakra. It also opens up the area of the crown, getting that area in. This is a beautiful time when I think about the Gemini to practice your poetry. I will admit, the poetry has not been as consistent as it should be, but definitely write some affirmations, some poetry, even expression of your affirmations and teachings to others. This is a time that the ability and the flexibility of the Gemini, that little chaotic energy that just doesn't want to sit down, is actually highlighted. And we have to love the Gemini for that energy, right? We have to love the Gemini for everything it does, even though sometimes we might say, wow, this Gemini is so open-minded, so more able to adapt, and so much able to move forward. It is a period that you're going to want to stay in that open mindset. You're not going to want to close it. You're going to want to remain flexible. You're going to want to remain that new opportunities and ideas are literally right around the corner. And there might be a presence of them coming your way. So definitely embrace that. This is a time that you are going to want to clear the energy of the crown chakra. Also, keep that mental energy high, but you are going to want to ease the mind of the thoughts that you are experiencing. So if that means doing some meditation before you start brain solving, doing some energy of clearing before you start problem solving, and really taking in the strength that you have of problem solving and generating new ideas. That's something that the Gemini is really able to do quite well. So you're going to want to look at that and see how you could do it. I also like this to be a new time of engaging in new creative projects. If that's craft projects, if that is creating an area of visions, whatever it is that the mind is speaking to you, let that area take in. When we're looking at creating intentions for this new moon in Gemini, we're going to want to look at areas of where it is that we're going to set our intentions, where it is that we're going to place. So definitely do some areas of reflection. Take time to look at what it is that you learned this last month, where it is that you would like to improve, where it is that you would like to set those intentions, and put a little bit more mind and problem solving into it, especially in the upcoming week. So for instance, you're going to want to kind of have a little bit of a plan, not only reflecting, but having a plan on how these intentions will clearly create a alignment with you. Write down your intentions or your goals. Be specific. I think sometimes we forget to be specific, but be specific how it is exactly that you want to be centered on. Get specific, especially with numbers during this new moon. I know sometimes people write very vague intentions. These intentions, I want them to have numbers. I want them to have a precise alignment to it. For example, instead of like writing down something like, I don't want to feel anxious or I don't want to have anxiety, write something like, I'm embracing my calmness. I'm embracing my area of cleanse, of extra energy. I'm allowing my body to clear the anxiety. I'm allowing myself to remain calm during stressful movements or moments. Also, if it's centered around health, don't say I'm on a diet. I'm eliminating bad foods. Say I'm bringing in new intentions towards more fruits and vegetables. I'm bringing in the energy of walking more. I'm waking up a little bit more. Make sure you put yourself in that Pacific mindset. I'm now working out 5 times a week. I'm now working out at least once a day, at least 3 times a week. I'm now drinking almost 1 liter of water. I am now doing certain things that are Pacific. So make sure you get that in. Visualize. I want you to visualize it. I want you to see it. I want you to feel it. I want you to be able to obtain it, grab it, touch it. Know it's yours. What are these intentions? They are areas of movement. Imagining these feelings and experiences are associated with achieving goals. And I want you to know that you can achieve these goals. You can create these intentions. You can live in them, feel them, breathe them, have them. Take action. It's definitely a time to take action. When I think about the Gemini is about action. Yeah, there's times I wish the Gemini can kind of like slow down a little bit, but the Gemini is about action. So take that action. Identify small actionable steps that you can take towards your new goals. Even minor actions make a big difference. So when we were talking about baby steps, a lot of people are like, baby steps, baby steps. I want to see huge improvement right now. That's not how the cosmos works. That's not how the universe works. That's not how the human body works. Baby steps. Each day, it's a baby step, right? Walking a little bit more, journaling a little bit more, meditating a little bit more. One day replacing the soda versus drinking soda every day. It's baby steps. Doing one thing intentionally each day is a baby step. The rituals in the area of practice that we're going to want to look into for this new moon energy is definitely, we want to meditate. We want to clear our mind. We can't clear our mind for new intentions, new beginnings without areas of meditation or some type of clearing form. Definitely, since it is happening in the air signs, I would say breath work. I would say clearing of the mind through meditation, or even some type of clearing ritual where you are removing the excess energy, where you are removing the excess place of old intentions. We're also going to want to journal because the Gemini is about words and the Gemini is about spoken words, thoughts, ideas, goals. So even if you can't speak them out quite yet, make sure you write them down. If you can speak them out and write them down, that's even better. Also, think of some areas of affirmations that feel aligned with you in the area of communication to reinforce your intentions. And for this new moon, I'm going to want to bring in the crystals. 100%. We're bringing in the crystals, babe. And these crystals are going to look like the clear quartz for clarity, the blue lace for agate for communication, the citrine for creativity can also really intensify these areas. With the clear quartz, the areas of properties that we want to really focus on is the mental clarity, the focus. I wouldn't mind doing like if you have a clear quartz and you can put it around you during your meditation, it is a beautiful time to use it, especially in the new moon at Gemini. And we have to remember that the clear quartz is also known as the master healer. So it definitely promotes that area of mental clarity and focus, which is definitely ideal before we set those intentions and we use that new energy of brainstorming. Have that clear quartz right next to you as you are journaling. For the blue lace agate, this is a perfect time to use it for calmness. For the meditation, if the mind can't be quiet, we're going to want to put that crystal by us. We're also going to want to maybe have it by our area of journaling, by our area of expression, also by our area of letting us know that it's okay to go out and have those social interactions. So sometimes you find the crystals in the car, right? So you might want to put that crystal in the car, get you out there, get you in that area of movement. For the citrine, I love the citrine. The citrine's so beautiful. And I even love like how sometimes there's these little like tumbler citrines, these little stone citrines. For the citrine, if you don't have like a cluster symmetry citrine, but you have like a little one, I would honestly put this right over the sacral chakra. I would also use this in areas of maybe putting it over your journaling book before you open it, saying some intentions to the areas of how creative you are, your areas of abundance, as we have the energy of Jupiter aligning with this new moon in Gemini, also the area of confidence. So really understanding that the citrine gives you that little boost of creativity. And it is definitely a manifester crystal. It's definitely a crystal that's going to let you feel aligned in the beginning of the symbolization that the new moon of Gemini really brings out. It's like a sun solar plex energy. So we definitely want to see that in the energy of the sacral and the solar plex chakra. And this is definitely going to encourage us to have that willpower to get out there and break through the areas of limiting self-beliefs and start these new ideas and these projects. The area of the aquamarine, when I think about Gemini, traditionally the aquamarine, I think, is kind of I can't remember what is the actual stone of Gemini. I would have to look it up. But the aquamarine reminds me of like the throat chakra. It also feels a little bit courageous and it has that energy of the mental clarity. Those are the properties of the aquamarine. So it's a beautiful crystal to bring in with the area of communication and help reduce stress. Also, it's just gorgeous. It's just absolutely gorgeous. It's that beautiful color, kind of like bluish greenish, and it just makes everything feel a little bit more beautiful. Also, one more, and then we are done with the crystals, and I'm going to pull some pretty quick cards. So we have the amethyst. Okay, and I will tell you, the amethyst is definitely one of my favorite crystals. I have different types of amethyst. I love the intuition that the amethyst brings and the spiritual awareness, especially right now during a new moon. Honey, if you have an amethyst, especially like a area that enhances your intuition, I would definitely bring it in towards this time, an area of like the third eye chakra, and also it providing that calmness that can kind of settle down that high energy movement of the air sign. Also, we're going to want to use our crystals if we have them by creating the areas of meditation, like I was speaking of, opening up the throat chakra, definitely all the chakras, but also the throat chakra, journaling. Good place for them when you're expressing your goals. And if you have a crystal grid, I know some people have the geometric pattern that is known as a crystal grid. That's a good time to kind of think, speak your intentions as you lay your crystals out on your crystal grid, amplifying that collective energy. You're also going to want to carry your crystals with you. You're going to want to make sure that this is a place where you feel aligned in your intentions. So we're also going to want to, since there isn't really charging from the new moon as a new moon, you could put them outside. There's still that new moon energy, but you might not feel like it's as intense. So this is a good time to cleanse your crystal so they can receive that energy and energize them. I personally would still do it outside. I would also do it in a window seal, especially if you are using the amethyst. But you can definitely let it get that new moon air, or you could put them by plants. The chakras that we're going to concentrate for this new moon will definitely be the throat chakra, the beautiful color blue, the area of communication, which is ruled by Mercury, expression, and areas of truth, and balancing that throat chakra. Also, it is a time to open the throat chakra, using new ways to have that dialogue, to be a little bit more courageous with our words, to let our words speak our magic. We're also going to want to meditate, looking at the color blue. I have a lot of throat chakra meditations on the podcast, sound energy, sound baths, whatever it is that you are looking for in this energy of the new moon. Remember, you want to be clear and confident in areas of expression during this energy of the throat chakra. So it is a good time to practice your mantras, to live in your affirmations. Definitely you can chant, you can picture the blue bird waiting to hear your core message. We also want to concentrate on the third eye, right above the forehead, that area of intuition, the area of insight and decisions, and seeing the bigger picture that enhances with this new moon in Gemini. It is a beautiful time to meditate exactly how you would with the throat, just like you would with the other chakras. The solar plexus chakra as well is one we want to definitely pick up on, especially as we are gaining that boost of confidence, motivation, and creating these new opportunities and pursuits. It is a beautiful time to look at energies of sound therapy, crystals, yoga. If you are a yogi, I'm a yogi in training, okay? I don't feel quite confident to create any yogi videos, but I'm definitely a yogi in training. I do like yoga. I don't necessarily use it as my primary source of fitness, but I do enjoy yoga. I think the stretching and the meditation movement is what I really enjoy. So we're going to get into some of these cards, and I want to remind you that I will be going quite quick. I don't want to make this podcast too long. So we will be starting off with the fire signs. If you are a fire sign, that means you are Sagittarius, Aries, and also a Leo. If you are centered around that fire energy, I want to remind you that this is a good time for you to use fire towards your intentions, just like with the other elements. So let's look at an intention card for you. I will be using the Oracle deck of one of my favorite decks, Starseed Oracle. And this is a time that you're going to want to definitely reach out and get social. It's a time for you to adapt towards your star family. Also, you are part of a team and you're going to need to call in the support. Don't hesitate on calling in the support, especially if you need it. I know so many people are like, "Oh my goodness, it's so easy to kind of I don't know how to say it, to isolate ourselves sometimes. I see myself doing that. And this time we're going to want to reach out to our star family. I also want you to really create some intentions towards socialization for the fire signs. For the water sign, so if you are a water sign, that means that you are a Scorpio, you are a Pisces, or you are a Cancer zodiac. So this is a time that you are going to want to get connected with the earth. You're also going to want to use that energetic alignment to kind of step into the area of the feminine. I would definitely step into the energy of the feminine during this masculine moon. We have to remember that Gemini is a masculine energy. So it is a good time for you to use the calmness, to use the area of meditation, to slow down, really let time return before you create too many intentions. I could definitely see the water signs creating a lot of intentions. Pick a few, right? We have to remember we can't do all the things, everything with all these energies of attention. So pick a few that feel right to you and live in that energy. Also, I want you to step into the water element. Definitely, if you are using sound therapy, I would get some sound therapy with a waterfall, rainfall in the background, or maybe have your own rainfall. Like in a meditation room, this is like one of my goals coming up pretty soon, is to create a sound therapy meditation room. I don't know exactly where I'm going to create it because I don't have the room for it, but like having a waterfall is so relaxing. And I think it would really help the water signs this time in energy of intentions. The next card is going to the earth sign. So if you are an earth sign, that means you are a Taurus, you are a Capricorn, and you are a Virgo. So earth signs, I want you to really be centered around the area of learning, the area of philosophy, of analyzation. Especially remember, you are a star keeper. Star keepers are part of you. So this is a time for you to look in that energy of the cosmic ancestor. So if you are meditating, you're going to want to meditate towards the ancestors. You're also going to want to meditate towards that focus of intention of the past, of reflection, seeing how beautiful you are, of where you can already place gratitude, where you can already place movement before you create some new intentions. This is also a time that you're going to want to stay grounded. I know it always sounds hard to stay grounded. Honey, I wish I could stay grounded. But we're vibrant. We're vibrant beings. But you are, as a earth sign, centered around being grounded. Grounded feels good to you. So I actually want you to definitely do some of the chakra energy movement where you are moving up the chakra ladder, a little bit different than what I've asked the other zodiacs, just because you are earth sign. So you're just a little bit more, I'm not going to say, okay, you're just a little bit more special. All the zodiacs, all the other elements are like, hey, no, but you are centered around the energy of the earth, the minerals of the earth. So if you can get out there, put your feet in the ground, the beautiful mother, let that energy of the cosmos really let the energy move up the chakra ladder, starting from the root all the way to the sacral, the solar plexus, and the heart to the throat, third eye, and crown. And then, did I say all the chakras? I feel like I didn't. Root, solar plexus. No, I skipped one. Root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, and crown chakra. Okay, it took me 2 times. Move it on up. Get those feet in the ground. Allow that cosmic energy. Say hi to the ancestors in this meditation. The next and the last one is the air signs. If you are an air sign, that means you are Aquarius, you are a Gemini. So this new moon is about you. And you are also a Libra. So this is a time for the baby steps, okay? As we were just talking about baby steps, when we create these intentions, we want the baby steps. Each movement, each day, every day is a time that has a new step focus. And don't be hard on yourself. Look at me. I need to listen to the preacher, right? I need to practice what I preach because I can be incredibly hard on myself. Don't be hard on yourself. The baby steps is what gets you into full action. Following the steps, following the process, let the action speak, but be mindful that the baby steps are movement. The baby steps are the area of following your intuition, following it right through the movement before it truly makes sense. So you have to look at how it's making sense for you. And the air signs are such a high energy movement of zodiacs. I'm going to want to see some breath work out of the air signs. I'm also going to want to see some areas of intention where it's written down. I know these air signs can speak those intentions, but I want you to get a little bit more grounded and stable and write it out. I also want you to practice energies around the third eye, around the intentions, being truthful with your intentions and your intuitions. Also, the throat chakra, I know, comes easy for most of these air signs, but especially if you feel like the throat chakra has been blocked, it's time to open it up, babe. So it is definitely a time to live in the baby steps for the air signs. And I want to thank everybody for listening to this podcast. I hope you have an amazing new moon in Gemini. I just want to remind you, there are the areas of watching this podcast on Spotify where you can see the visuals, the video, and also the cards. Also, it is on the YouTube channel, Chakras and Cuss Words, and everybody have an amazing day. Bye. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me move up the podcasting ladder and lets other people, our cosmic sisters and brothers, find this podcast. So everybody have a great day. Bye.